After he got snow bunnied, he found Megan good. He seemed like he trying to do the right thing. He would have been a 10, but because he with a black woman now, I hope it ain't just for the optics. I'm gonna give Jonathan Majors a 6.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just say real life street stars. You know what time it is.
We're going to name some names, and I want you to rate their coonism on a scale from 0 to 10. And let's start off with O.J. Simpson. What would you...
In peace, he was a 10.
He was a 10?
He was a 10.
It's full coon.
He was an eternal bunny hopper.
Oh, eternal.
Don't you know, after O.J. beat the case, after O.J. beat the case, the NBA All-Star game was in Philly, where I live, born and raised, right? Don't you know O.J. beat the case, and a couple years later, he had the NBA All-Star game in Philly, not with one snow bunny. He had 2 of them.
Oh, man.
Nigga, you just got off.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah, that's eternal.
And you gonna rub it in the white man's face and come back with 2 white girls?
Oh, that's
and
eternal.
guess what? They got his ass. Remember they locked him up for stealing his own Heisman.
His own Heisman.
How do you go to jail for stealing your own trophy? Only in America. OJ is a 10. Who you got next?
Jonathan Majors.
Because I believe in the redemptiveness of the African spirit, after he got snow bunnied, he found Megan good. He seemed like he trying to do the right thing. He would have been a 10, but because he with a black woman now, I hope it ain't just for the optics. I'm gonna give Jonathan Majors a 6.
Okay, he proposed to her, so hopefully he's...
I'm gonna give him a 6.
Redemption. Okay. Candace Owens.
12. She let a white man impregnate her with slave master DNA.
Oh, and it speaks to us like... Okay.
But the thing with Candace that got me, no disrespect to you, Candace, I still respect you as a person. But when somebody sent me a clip of her having a conversation with her Caucasian husband of British origin, they said they got engaged, I believe, after 18 days. So can somebody help me understand how a black woman born in America goes to the UK, meets a white man, and gets engaged in 18 days? That means you married him for his complexion because you didn't know enough about him to marry him for anything else.
What? Cam Newton.
Killer Cam? His baby mamas is black, right? I don't think he goes snow dipping. I don't think Cam been bunny hopping.
I don't think so, but you never know with these athletes. I mean,
oh wait, hold on.
I need Cam, and I can't even say this because I'm not married right now, but I need Cam to start thinking about, even if he don't get legally married, I need Cam to start thinking about settling down with 1 or 2 queens. Because I'm going to have 2 queens.
Yeah, there you go, 1 or 2.
Cam Newton, settle down with 1 or 2 queens, my brother. Same thing for my brother Nick Cannon. Shout out to Nick.
We're gonna come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to Nick.
Kanye West.
Kanye be bunny hopping.
Boy.
If Kanye had a black woman, Kanye might be on my short list of the most impactful black men so far of this century. Because Kanye took on the Jews and lived to talk about it. The last man to do that was Michael Jackson, and they took his life. So if Kanye gets a black woman and stop Neanderthal hopping, Kanye would be a hero of mine. Me and Kanye could do some work together, but he got to stop bunny hopping.
What would you grade him?
With the bunny hop?
God.
I'm gonna give him an 8.
Da 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 da. Yeah. All right, so let me go with Amber Rose.
I like Dave Chappelle, but he a bunny hopper.
Oh, I mean, he got a Hey, she's like
no rice.
Oh yeah, I forgot. No salsa,
no ice.
No ice. You goddamn.
No spice.
Come on, man. God.
No sand.
The rules.
No sauce.
The rules. God. Amber Rose. What'd you throw Amber Rose?
I like Amber. I think she's a good person. I'm disappointed in the fact that she doesn't identify as a full-time African woman. Yeah. She's biracial, which means she opted out of the African kingdom. She can always return if we let her, maybe. She and I agree. We're going to do an Instagram live together. We're going to talk about the politics of biracialism in Black America.
That's a needed conversation.
But if I can't give her a number because technically she not Black because she don't identify.
That's true. And I don't know how much you know about him, but let me go. I'm gonna go back in the day. Sammy Davis Jr.
I don't know enough about Sammy, but didn't he was a bunny hopper, right?
Yeah, man, boy, that drugs and the cook, man, I don't want to talk about it.
Pryor, rest in peace, greatest comedian of all time. He's a bunny hopper.
Yeah.
I think Eddie Murphy just got snow bunnied again in another marriage, right?
Yeah. So can I ask you about the greatest bunny hopper of all time? Wilt Chamberlain. What would you give?
Most of those women was white?
No, I mean his
he was laying them down.
Yeah, man.
But
boy.
did he marry one?
No. Okay.
He never married a bunny.
Okay, so wait, what is the rules? He never married one, but so you can hop around, but
no, you still shouldn't be hopping.
Okay.
No.
I gotta understand the rules of the hop.
Respect the fact he didn't wife out though.
Okay.
He didn't crash out for the cooch.
Okay. I see. Magic Johnson.
Magic got a Black wife.
Yes,
he do be cooning. And he's never spoken up for any Black issues, but because he's married to a beautiful African queen, Cookie, I'm going to give Magic a 5.
Okay. You got
Michael Jordan gets a 10.
Oh, damn. 10 with a
we already
with some Jordan
10.5
with some Jordan 1s on.
He's snowing salsa bunny because he got a white Cuban.
Yeah, young one too.
And she gets $1 million for every year they were married if they ever get a divorce. Did y'all hear what I just said?
What?
She gets $1 million for every year they were married if they ever divorce. Do you know what that means? He's paying her to be his wife.
I want to be
Young Jeezy.
I like, well.
No rice.
No spice.
Listen, this is what I'm going to say. I'm standing with Jeezy in his fight to get custody or partial custody of his daughter because it sounds like Jenny Mai is not giving him access to his baby.
For sure.
That's not right. Beautiful child. And I will give her this. I don't support interracial marriage at all, right? So I didn't approve of the bunny hop. But I will say, at least what she shows, it looks like as a mother, she's trying to learn as much as she can about Black culture to properly raise her daughter. Y'all feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to give her that. I still didn't approve of this, but I can respect the fact because a lot of non-Black mothers of Black children, they try to raise that Black child like they white. I can't tell you how many little Black girls I've seen in the schools I worked in where the white mother won't even do their Black hair. Send them to school looking all tacky and shit. Do her damn hair. And if you don't know how to do it, send it to a Black woman you can't raise her white. She not white, she Black. They try to ignore the race because in their racism, the white woman don't want to admit she gave birth to a Black child. You see what I'm saying? So at least with Jenny Mai, it looked like she's trying to make an effort, but still, Jenny Mai, you wrong if you keeping my brother Jeezy from his baby. Y'all need to work that out.
Polygyny.
See, here's what we got to understand. And then I'm coming.
Yeah.
And why are you wearing a white Jesus?
No, this is Black Jesus.
No, it's not. He white as shit.
No. I sent a picture of Black Jesus to the jeweler.
Woolly hair.
I promise you.
Woolly hair.
I can show you the. I did it purposely. This is Black Jesus. I promise you.
We're gonna fight for that.
All right. Here's what bunny hoppers don't understand or don't consider. If this relationship dissolves, if I have a baby with a white woman Asian woman, Arab woman, Latino woman, Native American woman, East Indian woman, this relationship don't work. There's a strong possibility. My black child will be raised by a Chinese man, a white man, an Arab, an East Indian. She's likely to get a man of her race. You want that? You don't want another black man raising your child, let alone somebody of another race. And that's why it's best if we don't.
So when it comes to like
Keep it all black.
Nick Cannon, he's all over the place.
Nick working on it though.
He working on it. Okay,
that's why he bring me there for therapy sessions.
Exactly, he does, because he's trying. I mean, boy, he be trying.
I got to give him that.
Yeah.
Because most celebrities won't even try. Nick bore his heart to the world in an honest fashion. Right. I got to respect him for that.
I want to group two people together.
No more bunnies. Well, Nick, I'm going to get Nick and Mariah back together again. That's what I'm doing.
Thank you. Please do that. Let me group two people together. Al Sharpton and Roland Martin.
Swollen and Al. I respect Al Sharpton. He's done some things. I think he's more about the economics of black leadership than he is about any progressive change, because I'm not aware of anything he's currently fighting for to improve the lives of black people. Right? He's economics, race hustler. Swollen, I don't like the man. My issue with Swollen go back to an interview we did, when was it, 2015, 16? The Breakfast Club. It was my third Breakfast Club interview. I got on an orange dashiki. I get a phone call from Swollen Martin's people to come back down to News One Now in DC. I've been on this show 2 or 3 times before. We never had an issue. That was not my first time on the show. I go down there. I do the show. He tries to embarrass me, asks me all type of questions about my degrees, my relationship to Frederick Douglass, things you could have found out on your own because you're a trained journalist, things you could have asked me about before I even showed up. He wanted to embarrass me. But of course, I handled my business, intellectually assassinated him and his whole squad that day. Oof. His ratings dropped, and he got dropped by the end of the year by News One Now. I got him kicked off the show. Oh, I'm taking credit for that.
I'm gonna go back and watch that assassination.
Don't fuck with King Kong.
I'm gonna go. Ain't got shit on me. I gotta go back and watch that assassination. It's been a while. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
If Swollen apologizes, we'll be all right. I mean, he lost the debate anyway, but if he apologizes, we'll be all right.
All right, so
no black person can make me hate him. I know who my enemy is, and it ain't Roland Martin, it ain't Al Sharpton, and it ain't none of these YouTubian struggle streamers. It's the Caucasian.
So we like to play a little game.
Go ahead.
That we call Hurt or Help Black People.
But hurt or help?
Yeah. Does it hurt or does it help us?
Let's do it.
We're gonna start with the first one.
Polygyny.
It depends. Polygyny can hurt if we don't do it right. If we take advantage of our women, if we don't respect them, if we just run through them like they're a bunch of sexually objectified, inanimate objects, polygyny can hurt. I was raised Muslim, and I've seen examples of where polygyny was used and abused and women were exploited. I've seen it. So it can hurt. It can also help if the men respect black women, if it's done in a transparent fashion where the sisters are meeting together with the husband, everybody clear on everything, everybody getting their STD checks and everything else. It can work. I'm gonna have 2 queens. There you go. I don't need 3 or 4 because I'll die. I just need 2. 2 queens.
How do you?
2 queens. 5'5", extra thick in the thighs.
And just one caveat to that. How do you know do you have to deserve polygyny? Is that something you have to earn? Where do you have to be?
In a way you do. Well, first of all, there could be no romance without finance. So you can't be broke with multiple wives because you can't take care of them. Polygyny is a privilege of those who can afford it. So that's number 1. Number 2, the women have to agree to work together. Polygyny doesn't work unless the wives can behave as sisters.
Come on.
If the wives cannot behave as sisters, you are wasting your time because they will destroy that house.
For real.
And they don't even have to live together. Like, I don't want my wives living together anyway. Have your own separate. I think women need their own space.
Left and right.
But they will destroy it if they don't get along. That's why when men do their own polygamy and say, well, she gonna be your wife. It don't work that way, bro. Yeah. Them 2 got to be sisters. Come on. She got to look after her kids. She got to look after her kids. They got to be married more to each other than they are to you.
Village. It takes a village.
It's the only way. Which is why with me, I would rather my wives come to me already married.
Yes.
Not sex, because they're not touching each other. But I want them to come to me as a team already. You feel me? Yeah. Like we done already vetted each other. We coming to you as a team. We want to be the wives. Boom.
So
I like that.
So
Save me the hassle of having to search for them.
hold on. You said you don't want them touching each other.
Nah.
Would you not want them to? You don't want to bed them both at the same time?
4 Cinnabons, that's a nice sight, but no.
4 Cinnabons. All right. Let's do it like this. Her to help black people, Section 8, government assistance housing.
Helps. Look at all the homeless black women we got. Now, I hear a lot of celebrities are building affordable housing, but I'm still seeing a lot of homeless blacks. So I'm not sure about, is this affordable housing thing? Is this a real thing or is this a hustle? Or I gotta do some more research on this celebrity affordable housing thing because I keep hearing about it, but the homelessness rate's still going up for black folks. So I need to do some research on that.
But they say, in order to keep your housing or your Section 8 or whatever, you cannot make money. You got to stay.
Oh, that's welfare, period.
Yeah, it's welfare.
Welfare, okay.
Let's go with welfare.
Remember this. Good Band-Aids are often horrible solutions. A Band-Aid is only supposed to stop the bleeding temporarily. Welfare is a good Band-Aid. You get food now, medical now, a home now. It's a horrible solution. Why? Because it stops the accumulation of wealth that you need in order to buy a house so you can give the government their apartment back. Great solution, great Band-Aid, horrible solution.
Charleston White, help or hurt black people.
I'm a pass. I'm a pass.
Jaguar Wright.
I'm a pass.
Her to help black people, probation.
The system itself is designed to recidivate you back into the system. But I don't want me to say hurt to be misconstrued as I don't want brothers and sisters getting out of jail early. I do. But I think the probation system is designed for you to fail. You feel me? So overall, it's a hurt because it needs to be reformed and made better.
Her to help black people, the NAACP.
Hurt. The NAACP. Now stay with me now. I'm looking at solution. Band-Aid, NAACP is excellent. Solution is horrible. The NAACP don't build no institutions. Outside of the 1954 Civil Rights Act, 1954 Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court decision. That's the greatest thing the NAACP ever did. And Charles Hamilton Houston and Thurgood Marshall really did it on their own. The NAACP just threw them some money to finish it. You feel me? That's the greatest thing the NAACP ever did. My problem with the NAACP today, all it does is help white people get elected to public office. The NAACP's biggest activity today is what? Voter registration. How is voter registration the biggest activity of a civil rights organization? You know what's found about white folks? Mary White Overton was a European Jew. She didn't like black people. They brought W.E. Du Bois and Ida B. Wells in at the end to validate it by having a couple black members, but it's a white organization. Created by the European Jews to do what? Control the progress of blacks.
Speaking of
white-financed black organizations. Be careful.
All right, well, let's take it the other side. Her to help black people, OnlyFans.
Who?
OnlyFans.
Okay, OnlyFans. That was mostly used for sex, wasn't it?
Yeah, selling of sex.
Hurt.
Can't get far.
I don't like black women sexually promiscuous and stuff like that.
Yeah. Christmas, her to help.
Super hurt. We going to spend about what, $66 million on Christmas with no institutions, man?
Yeah.
Why would you want to start the new year in debt? Can somebody help me that? Why would Jesus want you to start the new year in debt? You take all your money from the year and blow it on stuff that nobody going to be even looking at in February.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Nobody going to be looking at it in February. Christmas is all about helping black people start the new year in debt. I would outlaw Christmas. I wish I could outlaw Christmas.
Abortions.
Hurt. We lost over 3 million black children since the 70s through abortion. And that's not to judge nobody, right? I'm just saying it's it's not helping us as a race. I don't look at it morally. I look at it politically. It's not helping us as a race. But I'm going to go a step further with that, though, right? If we improve economic and medical outcomes for Black women, abortion would drop anyway. Most Black women kill their children out of fear that they can't provide for them.
Man, that is real shit.
If we had greater opportunity, there would be less abortion.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what destiny God put in that child to fulfill in this life. See, everybody here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. When we was in heaven, before we came through our mother, we had to sit at the feet of the Almighty. And we negotiated a purpose for this incarnation. All of us been here before, and all of us will come back again unless you fulfill your destiny in this incarnation. If you don't, you got to come back. So all of us are ancestors, right? Returned. When we are born, the trauma of childbirth coming through the womb of the mother, the trauma, we forget our destiny. We recover our destiny through soul searching, divination, ancestral communication, and worship of the Almighty. You get back in touch with your destiny. Your whole life is about finding and fulfilling your purpose. And if you choose the wrong purpose, it don't matter how much money you make, you're still gonna be miserable. I can't tell you how many doctors I've met, millionaires, 2 drinks away from suicide. You know why? Because you was not sent here to get rich off medicine. You wasn't sent here to get rich off being a lawyer. Nothing wrong with being rich, because with money you can help others. But if your life is all about the accumulation of money and materialism, you're gonna be an unhappy person, because the soul don't live off of sneakers and clothes and cars. The soul lives off of purpose. And so the point that I'm making is that child that you abort, that we abort, I'm going to claim it as the community. These children that we abort, you don't know what kind of divine purpose they had. You don't know what that child came here to do. That could have been the next Marcus Garvey. That could have been the next Harriet Tubman. You got to be careful about canceling lives that you didn't make. See, we don't create life. We procreate life. God creates life. Only God. You don't create no life. You procreate life. God creates the life. And since we don't create life, we really don't have a right to take it. Be careful about canceling lives that you didn't make. You don't know what that child was supposed to do here. Find and fulfill your destiny. The 2 biggest questions about happiness in life are what? Do you love your career? Have you found your purpose? Do you love your career? And do you love your partner? Who you spending your life with, are you happy with them? If you love your job and hate your wife, you're gonna be 50% happy. Sometimes I feel good, sometimes I don't. If you love your wife and hate your job, you're gonna call out every damn day. If you hate your wife and hate your job, you're a miserable mofo. But if you love your wife and love your job, even if you make $50,000 a year, $30,000 a year, you're the happiest person in the world, because you love what you do and you love who you go home to.
Amen.
The more peace you have, the less money matters.
What you saying that? Do you feel like you've achieved your purpose yet?
Not yet. Because I don't want to die having been another great orator. We've had great Black orators. I'll just be another name on the list. I don't want to die being another great Black psychologist. Dr. Amos Wilson was the greatest of us all, in our opinion. I want to leave a legacy. Booker T. Washington died in 1915, but Tuskegee Institute still stands. Marcus Garvey died in 1940, but the UNIAACL still stands. Thurgood Marshall, Charles Hamilton Houston, they ancestors now. But what they fought for is still here. Dr. King, that Civil Rights Bill, that Voting Rights Act, he left a legacy. I want to leave a legacy. And the rest of my life, I want to spend it building schools. So once we get the school done in Wilmington, Delaware, FDMG, I want FDMG Dallas, I want FDMG Ghana, I want FDMG Oakland, I want FDMG Brooklyn, I want to leave this earth being the first superintendent ever of a truly global African-centered school district. So if Queen have a baby and y'all decide y'all move into Minnesota, I want an FDMG Minnesota. You say, Doc, we moving to Africa. I want to have an FDMG Johannesburg. I want a global school system that teaches our children to be what they need to be, because we don't fix this without education and economics. Change the way the children think. Education. Economics, you got to empower the people. If we don't start empowering black people, we never going to stop black on black crime. You need economic empowerment. Whenever you hear the mayor of Dallas or the governor of Texas talking about some damn black on black crime, whether it's Austin, whether it's Houston, whether it's Dallas, whether it's Fort Worth, Longview, I don't care where, they hypocrites, because you cannot reduce violence without economic empowerment. The stress of not being able to make ends meet is a contributing factor in every homicide. Did y'all hear what I said? Yeah. The stress of we might have got into a fight over a dice game. I might have shot you because you looked at my girl wrong, but guess what? Somewhere in there was the stress of not being able to make ends meet. Deal with the economics or you'll never deal with the emotion.
That's real. I have to ask you for the critics that question about, the Frederick Douglass School.
Well, here's my thing about the critics of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. What institution have you built for black people that has made you an expert on how long it takes to build an independent school with all black money? You can't be an expert in it. You want to know why? Because this is the first school of its type ever built in America. You've never had a school in the history of this country built by black people with all black money that actually began operation in a real school building. Do you feel me? You've had others, but they started in the church. They started in the home. They started in the basement. They started in the storefront. We got 2 schools, modern buildings. We're going to start in a real building from day one, and we did it all with the black dollar. Never been done before, so they can't speak to it. Because they never done it.
Now, you've been putting together this school for a long time.
We took our first donation in St. Louis, Missouri, April 12th, I think, of 2014. We purchased FDMG February the 7th of 2019. So 5 years to raise money. This coming February the 7th will be 21, 2, 3, 4, will be 6 years that we've owned the building. In my opinion, buying a school after 5 years, 2 of them, modern buildings after 5 years, in my opinion, is not a long time.
No, it's not.
Getting them schools ready in 6 years after purchase, in my opinion, is not a long time. And guess what? It wouldn't have took that long. The biggest reason for our delay is what? Black contractors who wasn't worth shit. We got robbed, scammed. Not a single black contractor we hired to do any work ever finished what we paid them for. That's why we should have been open in 2022, bro. Black contractors. This ain't about money. This ain't about mismanagement. Black contractors did us dirty.
Damn.
So can we trust the black business? Can we trust?
Yeah, you got to find the right ones, because guess what? We got 2 schools, right? This is the Marcus Garvey Elementary School that we finishing. When we're done, we got to go across the street to the Frederick Douglass High School. And guess what? I'm going to go right back out there and try to find some black contractors to do it right, because I can't quit on my people.
So
we don't quit on white folks.
No, we don't.
You feel me? Even when I see all the American Africans who be talking about the immigrant Africans, and don't get me wrong, we do have a lot of immigrant Africans who come here and treat black people like shit and go kiss white people's asses. I've seen them. Just because I'm a Pan-Africanist, I'm not blind to the chauvinisms that we have within our race, right? But here's my thing. Why are American Africans so quick to cancel immigrant Africans after a couple years? You ain't canceled white people yet after 4 centuries. Think about that now.
That's crazy.
We will cancel an African immigrant with the quickness if he throws some shade. White people been shading your ass for 405 years, and you ain't canceled them yet. Look at the double standard.
It's crazy. Man, that black contractor thing fucked my head up. They don't know. They don't see you and be like, "Hey, you the champion."
I'm gonna tell you what I think. No. I'm gonna tell you what part of the problem is. I'm gonna give you two. This is why we struggle with the black contractors. Number one, the YouTubian struggle streamers have falsely created a narrative that says we've collected multiple millions of dollars.
I saw that. That. Yeah, I saw that.
We haven't broke $1 million yet, bro.
Yeah.
And they telling people we collected millions. So let's say you a contractor. You watching YouTube and Dr. Umar enemies is telling you Dr. Umar got 10 mil easy, 5 mil easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to overcharge me and you ain't going to bother to do the damn work because you're going to say he got enough money, he can find somebody else to finish. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So the lies on YouTube work against us getting the proper work. That's number one. I'm going to give you number two. You know what number two is? A lot of our contractors were young, under the age of 50, right?
Right.
I believe some of them had trouble completing the work because they're not used to working for black people who can afford to pay them what we was able to pay them.
Right.
In other words, even though we had an electrical contract that was $160,000, we had to fire them. They never finished the work, right? But I think they had an issue with the fact that I was able to pay it. Do y'all feel me? It's almost like, who is he?
Right.
To be able to pay this. Only white people pay this.
Right.
How this young dude is able to sign a contract for $160,000? And so I think sometimes they hated the fact that it was somebody their age who was able to literally hire them and pay them. And I think they couldn't work for me because I was black.
No, yeah.
And they couldn't work for me because I was Dr. Umar. And you know the saddest part, bro? When I look back on this, we almost done now because we had to hire white people. After waiting 4 years on black people, I decided to start hiring whites. And guess what? They did in 1 year what the black people couldn't do in 5. Y'all hear that? They did in 1 year what the black people couldn't do in 5. White people overcharged us too, but they finished the work.
Yeah.
Right? But let me give you this though. And I can say this now because I'm over it. FDMG to almost every black contractor we ran into was nothing but a hustle and a way to get a quick bag. When I look back, they simply used us to get money. They didn't care about me. They didn't care about that school. They didn't care about our kids. We were just a quick hustle.
And you know, that was where my next question was leading to, because I feel like even if they didn't want to represent you publicly or publicly come out and say, I am giving
just move on.
Not even that.
Don't even waste our time and take our money.
Right. And then like when you speak about hip hop and actors, like even if they didn't want to be like, I'm with Dr. Umar, they still should have put the dollars into your.
We've never gotten a donation from a single celebrity. Even the ones I know.
And that's why.
But I don't mind it though. I'm gonna tell you why. I believe this might be different for the second school. I hope it is different for the second school because that high school can cost us more money to rehab, right? I believe it was the divine. I don't think the Almighty wanted any celebrity money in this school because the Almighty wanted black people to see that we can do this ourselves.
Amen.
We don't need white money and we don't need rich black money. You feel me? When we open up that school, there ain't no celebrity who can say, I gave him half. I gave him a quarter. You feel me? I flipped the HVAC. I flipped the election. Yeah. We're going to open that school purely off the pennies of black people worldwide. And to me, if a celebrity bankroll half the school, we still took the easy way out. I'm glad it happened the way it happened.
Last one on Her to Help Black People, the N-word.
Oh, hurt. We should never be using the N-word, bro. And we're the only people who fight for the right to use a pejorative term. You don't see Asians fighting for the right to use the words people called them. You don't see Latinos fighting for. We're the only people who will fight for the right to use the most harmful word ever created to describe a people in the history of mankind. We sick, bro. We sick. Somebody sent me a clip. One of our celebrities was begging the white person to say the N-word. Did y'all see that? Somebody was begging the white person to say the N-word. Why would you do that? Because we love white folks. Oh, we love white folks.
Should we be getting gold and chains and diamonds and watches?
No, I want you to turn that in and put it as a down payment for an institution. There you go. Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Dallas. Harriet Tubman Clinic.
Come on.
Ida B. Wells Supermarket. Build institutions.
Then we can have it.
Oh, once we got the institutions, you can have it. But we got to have the institutions. Got to have the infrastructure.
I would love to know your thoughts, opinion, origin of Black people with albinism.
Black people with
Albinism.
Oh, I love my albino Africans. I run into them all the time. I think it can be a challenge sometimes because Black folks, will sometimes project onto you their own insecurities. And they can sometimes feel that you might feel that you're better because you're a little lighter. So sometimes y'all get some of that light skin supremacy energy, which is not necessarily the case, right? But I don't see them no different. Like I got a lot of albino supporters, and when I go to Africa, I got albino family there and all over. So I guess another part of the family.
What about the lack of melanin?
It don't bother me. African is African. The first color on the red, black, and green flag is red because it's the blood that makes you African. Nobody in this room, there's no two people in this room who are of the exact same hue.
Facts.
It's the blood that makes us African, not the complexion.
And I went to Nigeria and I was at the airport and the albino treated me the worst.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I think he had some
He probably
support.
had the light skin supremacy.
Yeah, it was something. It was something.
Why do you think there wasn't any representation of Black people with albinism in like the Black Panther series and other series that are supposed to represent?
That's a powerful point. Here's my question, and I don't know if you know the answer to this as a point of clarity. Are there enough albinos in the entertainment industry to be representative?
One just got locked up.
Okay.
Now, I'm saying that because sometimes when we say, why we don't see more dark-skinned sisters, right? They'll say, well, there's not enough dark-skinned sisters in entertainment. But then the dark-skinned sisters will say, yes, it is. It's more than enough of us. So is it the case with albino?
I believe there's
You
more.
think there's enough of
I
them?
believe there's more than enough to.
Then it's discrimination.
If you want to fulfill that role, there's someone to fulfill it.
Then it's discrimination. It's discrimination. And one of the conferences we're going to have at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, because although we are a school on the weekends, we'll be having conferences, right? I want to have a conference just for the albino Africans.
I like that.
Bring them together. Absolutely.
I would like to see a conference with nothing but the vitiligo Africans. As
I
well.
agree with that too.
I'm just saying.
I agree with that too.
Yeah, I would love to
I
see
agree with
it.
that too. Also one for the mixed race Africans.
Yes.
Also one for the mixed race. There's also going to be a snow bunny recovery camp. for all the
Man,
bunny
come on
hoppers.
now. It's needed, it's needed, it's needed.
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks of shaking and shivering, trying to get over that bunnyism.
And if they survive the snow bunny camp, they're going to get a real live snow bunny pet.
Come on now. Come on now. With that being said, we want to make sure that you speak on everything you have coming up, whether any type of, you just left, of course, New Orleans. But any other speaking events, any other?
Coming up now, I got a private event in Snellville, Georgia tomorrow. Black tie. After that, I'm not going to do Kwanzaa this year, which is good. I'm going to.
Any reason why you're just gonna?
I decided to take it off because I've been doing the Kwanzaa tour for 14 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. Except 2020 COVID because I couldn't. Top of the year, I have Eastern Michigan University Black History Conference. I got Edward Waters University in Florida. You know, everybody turned black in February, so I got a lot of stops in February.
Highly sought. Highly
shout
sought.
out to the colleges, though. I love the colleges. Can't wait to get to Edward Waters. Can't wait to get with Eastern Michigan. I was at Western Michigan. I do a lot of colleges. I got Sweden. I'll be going back to Europe. I got Sweden coming up. Who else I got? I got South America coming back up. I did Garvey Day in Costa Rica last year. I'm working on a group trip to Africa. If any of y'all want to go to Africa with me, it's going to be 2 weeks. I should have that information soon.
Very dope.
But I want everybody to sign up for my mailing list. Go on my social media, click on my link tree, sign up for my mailing list because I'm going to start sending out a monthly e-blast to let people know where I'm going to be for the upcoming month. events, how to donate to the school, how to participate, send your resume if you want to work there. Because FDMG gonna be everything, man.
Please, yeah, it's coming. It's
It's gonna
coming.
be nice, man. And y'all gonna be spending a lot of time there because, like I said, when school not in session, there's gonna be all kind of conferences and seminars: Black Women's Conference, Black Men's Conference, ex-offender, investors, farmers, comic book, media, everything.
Yeah.
So you might want to get a little house over in Delaware. The school is exactly 22 driving minutes from the Philadelphia International Airport. You know, Delaware is Philly's backyard.
Correct.
Jersey. So Wilmington is where Pennsylvania, Jersey, Maryland, and Delaware, they all meet right there. So you can live in Maryland, you can live in Jersey, you can live in Philly. It's the perfect place to be. 2 hours from New York, 2 hours from DC. So y'all might want to get y'all some property out there. So whenever you want to come and hang out, you ain't got to get no hotel. You already got a house.
There you go. And for those that do want to follow you, let them know.
Yes. Twitter, The Real Dr. Umar. Facebook, they banned me. TikTok, Prince of Pan-Africanism with a K. Instagram, Dr. Umar Johnson. Who am I leaving out? TikTok, Prince of Pan-Africanism. Instagram, Dr. Umar Johnson. Twitter, The Real Dr. Umar.
YouTube.
I ain't got a YouTube. All those YouTube pages of me, they fake.
Yeah.
That's somebody else. The Prince of Pan-Africanism and all of them is fake people impersonating me.
We got to shut them down.
Why did you get banned on Facebook?
I don't know. They never told me. Mark Zuckerberg never told me.
We gonna ask them. We gonna ask them.
Yeah.
Well, with that
But,
being
you know,
said,
they don't want us using they don't want us using social media for black consciousness. So.
You know, black contractors, man, that hurt my heart, bro. To all my black contractors that's watching this, let's get this shit together, man.
And they're not all bad. I'm sure some good ones. I just ain't found them yet.
No, I mean, if you're a bad one, take off your evil cap and do some good.
But
you got to do a little bad.
You know what's crazy though? Before we got to school, people was all over the internet saying, as soon as he get to school, we're going to do the work for free. Y'all probably heard that.
Yeah.
Once he get to school, I'm going to do the plumbing for free. Once he get to school, nobody did anything for free. That was all cap.
Yeah. It'd be sounding good.
It'd be sounding good.
It'd be
sounding good.
Well, that being said, I hope everyone got something, if not a lesson, if not a message, without a bar, a word from this interview, man. I thought I'd be dreaming of a white Christmas this Christmas, but you got me all the way melanated. We got to say it, man. We got him on the blue couch. Dr. Umar. I got to. Dr. Umar Johnson, we got to say it. You are a real life street star.
Appreciate you. One love. One love.
Let's go. Happy Garvey Day.
Yes, yes.
Shout out Reallyfe street stars, nigga. Move. Hey.